Hello, Nova Nation. It's WXVU Sports Director David Szczepanski here on this beautiful fall morning as the sun begins to rise on Villanova's homecoming weekend. The sign behind me on the side of the Ithan Avenue parking garage is just one of many welcoming back alumni here to campus. Villanova holding its annual homecoming weekend football game against UAlbany on Saturday. This is your preview video for that matchup. The Wildcats have won 4 consecutive games. They have also won 19 straight at the friendly confines of Lancaster Avenue at Villanova Stadium, looking to make it 20 on Saturday. Villanova coming off a blowout win against Hampton where the Wildcats led 49-0 at halftime. Pat McQuaid threw for 5 touchdowns. Really, Villanova played pretty much a flawless game against the Pirates last weekend here on Villanova's campus. UAlbany has really struggled this season. The Great Danes are just 1-6 overall. Their only win came against Cornell in a 13-10, really gritty defensive battle, but UAlbany has struggled for most of the season, coming off a blowout loss to Rhode Island last weekend where they lost by 41 points. This UAlbany team is at the bottom of the CAA along with Hampton. You dive deeper into the stats, UAlbany has only scored around 14 points per game this season, the worst offense in the CAA. Their rushing attack does have some pieces, some good running backs, but they only average a little bit more than 3 yards per carry as a team, and UAlbany only has 4 combined rushing touchdowns this season. Their leading running back is Jojo Uga, who has averaged more than 4 yards per carry, but only has 200 rushing yards on the season, so really hasn't been used a whole lot. The starting quarterback for this UAlbany team is Jack Shields. He's a transfer coming in from Buffalo, also played at Old Dominion. He has a lot of college experience in terms of being around programs, but he really hasn't played a whole lot. He's a senior that is getting a starting opportunity this year with UAlbany. He has 1,100 passing yards, 7 passing touchdowns, and 5 interceptions, so not a great ratio. He does throw for around 180 passing yards per game, but does only have a 52% completion percentage. The offense for UAlbany really doesn't have a whole lot of weapons. That's a big reason why they struggled. And this UAlbany team on third down only converts 27% of their third down attempts. So that's a big point of emphasis in this game, especially for Villanova's defense. When you look at UAlbany's defense, it's a defense that has also struggled. The Great Danes will give up around 34 points per contest. The third down defense has really struggled. They've allowed their opponents to convert at about a 47% rate. So really, third down offense and defense going to be a big thing to watch for this UAlbany team. The Great Danes struggle to convert third downs, and they really allow their opponents to convert third downs on the defensive side of the football. Also, too, this UAlbany team does struggle in the red zone. They allow their opponents to score pretty easily. And, you know, I think similar to last week against Hampton when I did the preview video for Villanova football, it was not so much if Villanova is going to win the game. It's going to be pretty much how much does Villanova win this contest by. And, you know, last week Villanova was favored by more than 20 points. They had a 49-point lead at halftime. Do I think Villanova is going to lead by 49 points against UAlbany? Probably not. I mean, similar to last week when we were talking about Hampton, the CAA opponents that Hampton played this season really didn't beat Hampton, especially by 49 points. In the end, Villanova winning by a little bit more than 40. But so this game, I think, is going to be, you know, closer than it was last week. I mean, it's hard to, you know, control and completely dominate as Villanova did last weekend, but Villanova should still convincingly win this game. I mean, you know, Rhode Island destroyed this UAlbany team last week by 41 points, so Villanova should be in the same company. Villanova and Rhode Island pretty similar, but the Wildcats have played better over the last couple weeks in the Rams, so this should be a good setup for Villanova against UAlbany. And, you know, the beginning part of the schedule was a challenge for Villanova. They were able to go on the road and win some tough contests against New Hampshire and Elon, and now they're coming home and really getting some of the advantages of their schedule, playing some of the weaker teams at home. So Villanova versus UAlbany going to kick off at 3:30 p.m. at Villanova Stadium on Saturday. Our WXU pregame coverage will begin at 3 p.m. as Stephen Kane and I will have the call. Have a great rest of your day, Nova Nation. Enjoy homecoming weekend again as the sun begins to rise here on homecoming weekend outside of the Ithan Avenue parking garage here on Ithan Avenue. I'm WXU Sports Director David Szczepanski, and as always, go Cats!